6 chill, fool, for real, for real.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah.
Hey, Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
All right, thank you for joining another class here at ISBHPK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. So all those that are new, we got a new brother in class. So all those that are online as well, Shalom. All right. As you know, and for those that don't know, we have class Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. Then we also have a Shabbat class, which is going to be 10 a.m. until about 2 p.m. And then we do street speaking. All right. So for brothers and sisters, you already know, like and share. Subscribe to the channel. All right. We have other schools as well if you're in different areas. We have Houston, Texas. They have class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday they're going to be offline, but they still have class from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. All right. So definitely check out the brothers out there, as well as San Antonio. They have class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well on Shabbat on Saturday. So you see the addresses. If you know anybody, please share it with them and get our people out there. All right. We ask if you like, share, and subscribe all their channels. So every school has a channel. Houston has one, Norfolk has one, and San Antonio. Now Rochester's up and coming, so that channel's coming soon. So wait on it. All right. Upcoming feasts. We have upcoming feasts coming up. All right. So it's beautiful to get together to have these holy days. All right. We have Purim. Purim's going to be February the 23rd through the 24th. So a 2-day feast. All right. It's a 2-day feast. Purim is going to be on February the 23rd through the 24th. So next Tuesday, we will not be having class. All right, I'm going to repeat. Next Tuesday, don't expect the link to be dropped. Only expect the picture to be shown through the chat. All right, if you're on Google Hangout. So we're going to be fellowshipping. We got San Antonio, we have Rochester coming down, and all the other schools are going to be celebrating Purim on that day. Again, that's February the 23rd through 24th. Passover. Passover is going to be April the 4th. All right, so this is going to be coming quickly. If you haven't already RSVP, please go through the description and hit the RSVP button and go ahead and let the brothers and sisters in San Antonio know that you want to come with how many people so that we can already have a head count and get together the food that's needed as well as the seating. All right, so you definitely want to get on top of this soon. Now, don't really, right like 2 days before Passover. Try to jump on it now. You know how people like to procrastinate. So we have it at your click right now to where you can RSVP. But again, this is going to be in San Antonio. If you need more information, please hit us up. We'll definitely let you know. But again, it's going to be Sunday, April 4th at 5 p.m. in San Antonio. All right. Other ways that you can watch us for those that are new, we have many channels. Not only do we have our main channels, our main school channels, which is Houston, San Antonio, and Virginia, but we also have other channels that we have trying to get this word out. We have a channel called the Hidden Truth Bible Show. So the Hidden Truth Bible Show is going to be dedicated more in a documentary style. Again, this is something that you can kick back on a Friday, Saturday. You know how you do Netflix, Hulu Stars. Listen, click on YouTube, click on it, and allow your mind to be blown on the production that's done. But not only that, but the facts, the topics that we hit on when it comes to the Hidden Truth Bible Show. Priest Kazaki has done a good job at putting that together. All right. Our last one that we've done was called Predators in Plain Sight. It's a good one, going over about, again, predators dealing with the culture and cartoons, how it leads to, sexualizing young girls and boys and upgrading to Disney, upgrading to who? Jeffrey Epstein and his whole gang. Gang up there in the politic era or realm. So check that out. Support. Like, share, and subscribe as well. We also have the Israelite Media Corp, which is our news show that we hit like up-to-date news. So if you're new to these channels, all you have to do is go to our channel, touch the channel, and you'll see all the sub-channels underneath it. All right, so easy. Click on it. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. All right. 5 minutes of wisdom. 5 minutes of wisdom is dedicated for, again, 5 minutes of a quick topic. Lust, pride, how to find your spouse. This is good for your mother, your father, your friends. You know, something very nice and light. You know, coming into the truth, a lot of our parents got about 30 scriptures off top, unloaded clip, you know. So this is a little bit more softer, and you know, again, something that will ease them into understanding what the Bible gives, you know, and the knowledge that it gives. All right. So that's the 5 minutes of wisdom. We also have, I forgot to do at the beginning, but Priest Mashaba. We have the Blog Talk Radio that you can actually check out as well during the day. So Blog Talk Radio is going to be blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. This is for his Blog Talk Radio. I'm going to say this. The classes on there's fire. You got years of archived classes that don't stop. This is something that you can put in your ears like a radio. You know, I know everybody got the Bluetooth, the earpods, the Blue Jays, the New Jays, whatever it is. Check it out. You don't only have Mashaba on there, Priest Mashaba. You have Tazapah, you have Dawiyah, you have Bamba, you have Yasharala, you got Shamshawan, you got Kawakab. I can go all day, you know, with the names of teachers that are on there that's giving straight fire. Click it, man. You won't be disappointed, all right? They got a lot of good classes. They got the, like Tuesday tidbits. Oh, come on, man. You know, so definitely check that out, all right? Israel wear. Those that are in need of any type of fringe garments, the sisters will take care of you, all right? Hit them up on Facebook. Everything is Israel wear. And if you have any type of fringed up needs, any shirts fringed, garments that you need, armbands, the sisters do it all. I'm going to say this. We got individuals from other camps, big name camps. I ain't going to say who they is. But I'm going to say this. They've been dealing with everything's Israel wear sisters from ISHBK for years, getting their garments done for Passover. And these garments are next level. You know, we ain't talking about no Rudy Poo, you know, little shams. This ain't gonna be, you know, big trench coats. And no, these are detailed, fringed, tailored, made again garments, and the sisters do it all. So you can check them out on Facebook, see the pictures. We're also on Instagram. Other ways that you can get fringed shirts, we have a subscription package. You know how you subscribe for like Etsy and you know, Scentbird. We got something like that too, dealing with fringed up. So you can go on our website, isbhpk/fringed up, and that will get you either a shirt for $35 a month, which is going to be something new. The theme changes. Not only that, you're going to be unified with other brothers with the same shirt, and sisters if they want to have one for their month. Or you can do the shirt and the headband for $75. That'll get you certified. You know, get your headband gear up. Get your friend's shirt gear up, and you don't even have to worry about putting a thought to it. All you got to do is do what? Let the credit card work. All right. I know everybody's on the digital world, so check that out. Again, get your fringed up game. All right. That's going to be isbhpk.com/fringed up. And I'm gonna say this: go to our website. Go to our website. Look at the calendar for the High Holy Days. We have an onslaught of things on there for you to look at: classes, links. Even listen to our mission statement, so you can pass this to friends and family. Oh, who do you study with? Well, shoot them the website. We have everything there certified and ready to go. All right. Hebrew Academy. Hebrew Academy is for aspiring priests that want to teach and lead their people the right way. This has been going on for years, since the original school, dealing with building up priests, man. So we do this every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is going to be in Houston. Wednesday is going to be here in Norfolk, Virginia. If you need more information, please hit me up or hit like a rock. All right. But again, this is going to be a specific course that has curriculum that will give you what you need to be the proper priest. And a lot of brothers, you know, try teaching, and a lot of times do more harm than doing good. Why? Because the lack of what? Lack of knowledge. That's all it is. The lack of understanding. You know, the lack of experience taught by other individuals that have been teachers for a long time, outlooks that they can get, you know. So this is definitely a good course that all men need to be on, all right? And especially here with this school, if you desire to be a priest, Hebrew Academy is for you, all right? Again, it's going to be every Tuesday and Wednesday, so please hit us up for that. If you need to contact any of the priests, Priest Kazaki's number's there. That's how you got to contact with us, right? Was it from the class? You saw the number on the class?
Yeah, I saw it on the video.
Oh, there it is. That's good, man. So Priest Kazaki's number's on there, as well as Priest Patazak, all right? If you want to support other ways, we have our own business with Ambiance. We ask, listen, support. Again, this is what supports our school. We created this business so that we wouldn't have to worry about depending on Esau and having our schedules jammed up to where we're not able to do what? Go to Rochester. We're not able to go to these different cities that require what? Teaching and men. So please support. You can go on our website for all your smell good needs. You know, our slogan is that everyone should smell as good as we do. I'm going to say this. If it sprays, throw it away. All right? If it sprays, throw it away. It's chemicals, alcohol. But with us, we have, again, an all-natural product. Not only with the fragrances, but with the bath bombs, the salts. We have, what else we got going on? We got the hand soap popping. We have the chapstick jumping. What else we got, Allison? We got the massage oil. Massage oil is popping. Scented. You know, got the nice little, the aloe, what is that, roses? Roses in there? You know, so we got everything. Again, support your people. You know, stop feeding the beast with everything that he wants us to buy. You know, and support your people. But again, how much more support your school that you're watching on the daily, you know, on a weekly basis that's feeding you. You know, how about, you know, again, support and be able to receive as well. I'm going to say this, again, all alms, whatever you want to give is welcome. From pens, pads, papers, apocryphers, dictionaries, we need it for the further edification of your people. And again, if you can donate monthly, listen, the lights, we would definitely appreciate the help. All right, so with that, we are going to jump into class. You know, the title of the day is going to be The Revealing of the Antichrist. The Revealing of the Antichrist. You know, and this is a hefty topic because a lot of us, you know, give me a 7 in the chat if you alive and well, but give me a 7 if you were raised in church and you had, you know, a certain concept of the Antichrist, right? If you had a certain concept of the Antichrist, put a 7 in the chat. If you're in the building, raise your hand. Tell me about your experience with the Antichrist doctrine that you heard. Because you know, this is definitely needed. This topic is important. You know, we're gonna give a little bit of history, not going too deep. Not going too deep, but we get a taste of it. Get you a taste. All right, got some 7s in there. You know, it says the wrong concept, right? We talked about that, Zakar. We talked about that. But, you know, one thing that our people, when it comes to the Antichrist, like, here's a question. Who's seen the movie Left Behind? Okay, we got a Christian go over here. All right, now, contemporary, right? A lot of times it was those contemporary churches, you know, that had you watching Left Behind and the series and all that different stuff, you know, to where, you know, when the when the rapture happens, right? All your clothes are going to be left there, and some people's going to be here, some people's going to be gone, and out of nowhere, you know, again, that was a concept. But when you deal with this Antichrist, you know, society likes to play it as if this is going to be one individual that's going to come, do miraculous things, and deceive everybody, right? But this man's going to be a devil. Who did they think it was? That was Ronald Reagan. Huh? A lot of cats thought the Antichrist was Ronald Reagan with his what? War on drugs. And his little red face, man. They thought it was Ronald Reagan. Some people thought it was what? Donald Trump. A lot of our people thought it was Donald Trump that was going to be this individual that was going to bring forth the end of the world. That was going to bring forth the new world order, as everybody says. You know, the conspiracy theorists or conspiracy theorists. What are you conspiracy theorists? Yeah, conspiracy theorists. Ain't really conspiracy; it's the truth. You know what they're trying to bring about and bring, you know, to pass. But a lot of us had again the wrong understanding. Like, for example, Asa. Have you heard about the Antichrist in church? Well, what did they say?
Oh yeah, they say it's going to be a man that comes and deceive the world.
Right.
And does great miracles, like you were saying.
Say one man.
Me personally, I believe it was Obama.
Oh, that was Barack Obama, man. The Hamite king. But then some are saying that, listen, his lineage may go back to what? Israel. Well, who knows? But still, we know that what Obama did, what he was meant to do in office. You know, because I'm going to say this, is that even with Obama, this is one thing I want y'all to know, and recognize is that President Obama, he passed a law. He passed a law dealing with homosexuality, right? But not only that, it was an executive order where military members were able to have sexual intercourse with animals. All right? They were allowed to have sexual intercourse with animals, but then which transpired in that same executive order about transgenderism, about, you can be a transgender, and you can marry. That's when all that came in. But one thing that a lot of people don't know about Donald Trump is, though, Donald Trump enacted that, or he basically cut it off. He canceled that. He said, nah, that ain't gonna be. Ain't nobody gonna be out here touching dog butt, Ain't gonna be out here, thinking that they can marry a dolphin. That's not gonna be such, even in the military. No transgenderism. There's no transgenders that can be entered, that can enroll into the military. But a lot of people think Donald Trump was the one pushing all. Nah, Donald Trump was actually causing chaos in the White House. A lot of our brothers and sisters don't know that. But who reenacted it? Joe Biden. Creepy, touching little boy Joe Biden. I like the kids. I like the kids when they rub my legs, man. It remind me of roaches when they jumped on my lap. Like, hold on, how is roaches and kids jumping on your lap combined in the same sentence? That don't make sense. But but again, a lot of our people have different stories. Go to 1 Timothy. Go to 1 Timothy 4 and 7, man. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7. They thought it was Obama, right? They thought it was Obama. Yeah, they thought it was Obama. Esau's a cunning cat, man. This brothers keep everybody on their toes, man. We don't know what's the truth and what the lie is, man. But read where you at.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
But refuse profane and old wives' fables.
Do what?
Refuse profane and old wives' fables.
Who knows what a fable is? I need the definition of. Well, what you got for fable though?
I was just going to say a fictional story.
Fictional story. I want the definition though. You said a fictional story. Who has what a fable is? Fable. The Bible says refuse old, it says profane and old wives' fables. Let's see what this is. What you got?
It's a usually short narrative making an edifying or cautionary point and often employed as characters.
I need something right to the point. Fable.
A falsehood, a lie.
There it is, a falsehood, man. Oh, yeah, something, Allison? What you got?
A fictitious narration intended to enforce some useful truth
Right.
or precepts.
Yeah, some useful truth. What you got, Shaquai? So same thing?
Yeah.
So she out there snatching? But yeah, an idle story. And a lot of us were given stories as young kids, man. Growing up into the church, and this is one of them. The Antichrist. Everybody's really, like our parents and nieces and aunties and cousins and uncles are sitting back, waiting for an individual to do what? I'm Christ. Like, come on, man. You know how many individuals said that they was Christ already?
Come on.
How many individuals say, like Benny Hinn, he out here saving cats with his lightsaber jacket, nying, you say nying. You got Kenneth Copeland, really thinking that what, he's all anointed, and he didn't want to get in the tube full of demons. Y'all forgot about that? But a lot of us have accepted the doctrine of what? Again, about this Antichrist. He's going to be an individual coming to deceive the world. But we're going to see exactly who this Antichrist is, what he was, and we're going to go a little more deeper in this. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to go to Revelation. We're going to touch a little bit. I'm not really going to go through a Revelations breakdown, but I'm definitely going to touch Revelations. And I want to start it like this. I want to start this. Like this. Revelation chapter 20. Yeah, Revelation chapter 20.
Come.
You know, we have Revelation breakdowns, you know, and we'll definitely get to those breakdowns, you know, but we want to give people again the milk, man. Get them established with the wisdom and the faith. You know, Revelations is hot, man. You know, but I'm gonna say this is that, you know, Revelations are people are like again, they like to play Zark information. But it's like, listen, you need the bare minimum to know to get your spirit right. But I'm gonna give you a little taste. So we're gonna go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 1.
Come.
Yep.
Revelation chapter 20 and verse 1.
Right, and I want to go to this scripture just again to get, there's a point in here that I like. But go ahead.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven,
Read.
having the key of the bottomless pit.
And we know that in Revelations, again, you know, it goes into historical. This is a historical breakdown when it comes to this angel. Obviously, we know it's Christ, but it's working through a man. And then we're going to give a little history. It's working through a man, which is who? Septimius Severus. They call him Lucius Septimius Severus. He was actually a Roman general, but we're going to break it down a little bit more. Go ahead.
And a great chain.
Right, in the bottomless pit, it says, in a key to the bottomless pit. This is going into regarding Esau being put into captivity. All right? And we're going to give a little more edification. But it said the key to the bottomless pit, which is Europe, right? And you have to ask yourself, why is it called the bottomless pit? One thing about Europe is that Europe is not fertile, man. Europe is hard to grow vegetation in Europe. But let's keep going. Go ahead.
And a great chain.
And a what?
A great chain.
And a great chain showing forth captivity. But let's keep going. Go ahead.
In his hand. And he laid hold
right
on the dragon.
On the what?
On the dragon.
Go ahead.
That old serpent.
That what?
That old serpent.
And we understand who the old serpent is. This dragon. Go ahead.
Which is
right
the devil.
Which is the devil. And we know his physical counterpart, which is Esau. Because Esau does the workings of the devil. He deceives, he lies, he kills, he hates. And it's on a perpetual. It's on a perpetual level. But it says that, read verse 2 again.
And he laid hold on the dragon.
He laid hold upon it. And this is understanding when what? When Septimius took over Rome, man. This is the beginning whenever Esau went into captivity under the Israelites. This is called the Dark Ages. This is what a lot of your history classes don't talk about. It was a 1,000-year reign. This happened in 192 AD. And I'm going to say this is that Septimius was the Israelite. A lot of our people were spread abroad. Noble men. But go ahead.
That old serpent. Which is the devil.
Which is what?
The devil.
Read.
And Satan. And bound him 1,000 years.
Yeah, bound him 1,000 years. And again, this goes into when the Roman Empire was taken down by Septimius. And it is beautiful, man, because again, this is where all our artifacts start coming from. You start getting black pictures, you know, you start getting, and I have one book we're going to go into. I think I may have dropped this before. And it goes into just dealing with, again, our people and what they look like. You know, because whenever we had, again, Satan bound, we understand what Satan does. He deceives. He lies. And we know about a lot of artifacts. They like to knock off the noses. You know, they like to go ahead and bleach the pictures. To do what? To promote themselves.
Can you spell the name of the general you mentioned?
Oh, Septimius. You can spell that. The proper way is Septimus. Severus. Serverus. And it's funny, this man wasn't even a Roman citizen. He was from Libya. Libyan. He was a black man. And you can go in history and look this up. And it's funny because a lot of historians want to neglect the fact of who he was. But this man was another melanated man, an Israelite. But Septimius is Septimus Severus, Serverus. His first name was Lucius Septimius Severus. And he did this with Constantine, another black man. But again, I'm not going to make this a Revelations breakdown. I just want to get a certain point of why he bound him. We put him in chains. This is when Esau ran into the Caucasus Mountains. When they were held, listen, they couldn't do anything. We ran the earth. It's called the Byzantine Empire. We're going to have more classes where we go more in detail. But this was the Byzantine Empire. And I'm going to show you. I think I may have brought it out in one class. But just to show, let me get this real quick. Real quick. This is dealing with, again, just to show you that we were in power. We were in power. I had another book I actually loved it, dealing with Septimius. That was my fault. But just showing that he was another black man. When you deal with, it was they call it the arch, the Septimius arch. Black men on that, on the artwork. But I'm gonna show you something real quick. Here it is. This is called the Crown of Shalmaneser. But just to show forth again, we ruled, man. We weren't just some basic individuals. This is the Crown of Shalmaneser. I think I may have shown that before. The Crown of Shalmaneser. This is from the Crown Jewels of Europe. Crown Jewels of Europe. But just showing, and this is, check this out. It says, this is page 26, about the Crown of Shalmaneser. It says that it was designed to be worn with a mitre, symbol of spiritual authority. And it says, it was enameled portraits of two Jews, David and Solomon. You gotta think about this. How in the heck, why was there a crown with two Jews on it? Two Israelite men, David and Solomon. You gotta understand, we came from a royal background. Now, after we went into captivity, because you have to understand that 192 AD was obviously after Christ. So this is when, again, our people was everywhere. Septimius rose up in the ranks of Rome. He rose up in the ranks of Rome. Where we at?
Revelation chapter 20 and verse 2.
Yeah, you saw that verse 2 again.
Come. And he laid hold on the dragon,
right?
That old serpent, which is the devil,
right?
And Satan.
Read.
And bound him 1,000 years.
And again, the bounding is showing that he went into captivity. We took control of Rome. And actually more British countries, African countries, Septimius had a rule. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of backstory about Septimius. Septimius was an individual that won the love of the people. See, back in the day, it wasn't about popular vote like it is now, in a sense, right? Back then, it was about wealth. It was about what military you had to lead, to push you up into leadership. Septimius had money, and he had the love of the army. They loved him, man. They killed for him. That's how he was able to overthrow Rome. To be the leader and emperor of Rome. Go ahead.
And cast him into the bottomless pit.
Read.
And shut him up. And set a seal upon him.
And again, the 1,000 years. You can put this down in your notes too. The 1,000 years, the Byzantine Empire was from 193 AD. 193 AD to 1453 AD. This was known as the Middle or Dark Ages. 193 AD to 1453 AD. All right. Again, just showing forth, and I wanted to bring something out in this section, but I had to break down a little bit of Revelation to get there. But we bound them for 1,000 years, right? Keep reading.
And set a seal upon him.
Yeah, and the seal is what? To understand that this was a wicked individual. These children are wicked. Go ahead.
That he should deceive the nations no more.
That he should do what?
Deceive the nations no more.
Because that's what Esau does. He deceives. He lies. He makes himself feel as if what? He's not the enemy. Think about it. Esau's been doing a lot of filth for a long time. It's in their blood. It's in their nationality. It's in their mind to do wickedness, man. Keep reading.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Go ahead.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
Right, he must be loose. And when he was loose, the time, write it down, 1453 AD. 1453 AD was when Esau was loosened, and he came back into the world as, you can Google, as the Ottoman Turks. Just a little taste. As the Ottoman Turks. But it says he was loosened, and Esau's been on the loose since. He's been on the loose since, causing mayhem. Think about it. Think about it. Esau's been doing whatever he's want to. Got a little knowledge, got a little understanding, learned how to clean himself, talk the right way. He was loosened. 1453 AD. Again, as the Ottoman Turk Empire. As the Ottoman Turk Empire. But I brought this to show forth, again, it says that he was bound that he should deceive the nations no more. Because we got to start putting these scriptures together and understanding, again, where did this Antichrist come from? We're going to get it. I know y'all got to, ooh, I feel the vibe. Feel it bubbling up. But go to Job 9:24. Go to Job 9:24 to understand, really, truly, again, how this understanding of the Antichrist came forth, man. One thing, it came from a people that were known to deceive. You know? We got a lot of good history, y'all. We got a lot of good history. You know, and I'm going to say this. Septimius was not the only one. But again, Esau likes to portray him now as what? Being an Edomite. You got you have Hannibal from Carthage. They want to portray him as being what? An Edomite. Think about that, man. But still showing forth that Esau was loose in 1453 AD. He came back in power, which is called the Renaissance era. The Renaissance, the beginning. History's needed, man. A lot of us don't really dabble into that to understand where the true lies were at, man. And you know, I got a lot of good books, and we're gonna touch a little bit of that. I'm gonna start going into these for you, but this is one. But it says Jewish life in the Middle Ages, which is known as the Dark Ages, when we ruled. You know, so we ruled the world. Not only under Solomon, not only under David, even after that. But we have to see that, again, Esau, which is this deceiver, which is Satan, his counterpart Esau, he was loosened to do what? Read Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9 verse 24.
And did that confuse anybody on that part? We good with that? Keep reading.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
A little bit louder.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yeah, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And we understand that seal back in Revelations was a seal on Esau to show forth these individuals are wicked. These are the sons of the wicked. Because why? They deceive. They lie. They kill. Come on. Esau had the spirit of Cain, ready to kill Jacob. But it says the earth is given. How was it given? In 1453, when Esau escaped, when he defeated what is his name? Constantinople. When he defeated Constantinople in 1453 AD to come into power as the Ottoman Turks, this is when they were released. Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth was given unto them. To do what? Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges.
He does what?
He covereth the faces of the judges.
Yeah, Esau covers the faces of the judges. And this was step one. This is step one of bringing forth this Antichrist. He covereth the faces. How do y'all think that Esau covered the faces? online, in here. How do we think how Esau covered the faces of our judges? What you got, Lamont?
Look at the catacombs and Russian icons back in the medieval times.
All right, you talking about this book?
Yeah, back in the medieval times, it was, throughout all the papers were black.
Right.
Like, one thing I seen in high school, we was younger in class, and they had, like, whitewashed the paper. We was like, why are your fingers all black and stuff? And we was like, because after I got the knowledge of it, they was just painting over things, to clarify Job 9:24. They was painting over stuff. The Renaissance being rebirth.
Right.
What they did was they was just going over, painting over pictures and switching things up.
You go all day. On point. Got black angels up in here, man. I can go in this and show you black angels. We gonna get a taste of this stuff. We gonna get a big books. We gonna get this milk first, though, man. We'll get this milk. But just showing forth that right on point is that you can go to documents. It was funny. I remember when I was in the military, and I used to. It was a show that I watched. I forget exactly what it was, but it was about Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, in their churches, you got what? Black angels and black men and women all on the roof and the ceilings, man. Beautiful art. So I'm thinking of like, dang, well, how'd I get all the, who was it? King Solomon looking like, no, that was Moses. Moses looked like
Christian Bale.
That Christian Bale, but what's the other dude?
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
That's
man.
my guy.
Charlton Heston. All our judges look what? White complected.
Right.
Rice
skinned.
Huh?
Rice skinned.
Yeah, rice skinned, light bright. Mm-hmm. And I ain't talking about our color people. I'm talking about just milk of magnesia.
Yeah, alabaster.
But it says that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Keep reading.
If not, where and who is he?
Right, like who is this individual that deceives? Who is this person? Mm-hmm. But we got to see that this has been done to us for a long time, man. This has been done to us for a long time, covering up and us not really understanding again who the true Antichrist was and is. Was and is. Because it's then and now. Think about it. What does Antichrist mean? What does Antichrist mean? Asa.
It means that you're against Christ. You're against the Son of the Most High.
Okay. Right. Right. Against, he said, against the Son of the Most High. Anybody else? Anybody else? Isaiah.
Like the opposite.
Right.
Opposite.
Contrary. Contrary to Christ. And we're going to dabble into that a little bit more, get a little bit more in detail. But first off, we're going to see exactly, again, what was the first assault upon Christ, upon the Most High Son, upon the truth. Go to 1 Maccabees 3 and 48. 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. Because we're going to see again where his Antichrist came from, man. Where Antichrist came from. And again, a lot of our people think it's just what? One man? One individual? But read where you at.
1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48.
Yeah, 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. If there's any questions, please ask. I want to get anybody lost. 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse what?
Verse 48.
Go ahead.
And laid open the book of the law.
Actually, what you can do is 3 and 48. Give me 1 second. Actually, go ahead.
Come. First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
They did what?
Laid open the book of the law.
Yeah, they laid open the book of the law. This is what Esau did. They laid open what book?
The Bible.
Come on. The Bible. Went through our scriptures. And think about it, man. This is guerrilla warfare, man. This is literally psychological warfare as well. To where they do what? They change up the complexion, the look of individuals' leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. They'll beat you so bad, they'll really have you thinking what? Christ was what?
White.
A white man. This is public enemy number one. But they did it right here. They did what? Read it again.
And laid open the book of the law.
Read.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image.
Think about that. They laid to paint the likeness of their own image. What they looked like. We have a very rich history. But this is one of the sicknesses and illnesses that our parents have, our grandparents have, that the world has because they've been deceived by who? The ventriloquist, Esau.
Huh?
Esau's been doing this for ages. Think about it. If Esau can really dress up as native Indians and jump up on the boat and throw off tea off the ship and say it was the natives, these cats are some deceptive individuals, man. Deceptive people. Like, who does that? Gonna dress up. Who thought about, you know what? You really want to get them down. We're gonna make it seem like it's the Native Americans. Come on, man. It's been embedded in them like that. Why do you think they dress up when they go hunting? Whole different person.
From the beginning.
Huh? You got white men dressing up like what? White women. They've been doing that. They was the first to do that, man. Transgenders. But it says that they sought to paint the likeness of their image. And they did. But here's the question. Do y'all know in the scriptures how they did it? How did they do this, man? Because whenever you go through, even with this book, the image of Solomon, they literally had to bleach the image, man. A lot of stuff they bleached. They redid. When it came to imagery, when it came to the pictures of kings, when it came to pictures of King James, Queen Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. They had real paintings, but what did they do? Let me give them something new. Let me take all that. Let me put that in the Vatican and hide it away. And now let me give you something new. They literally took our heritage, our strength, by putting their likeness in the book. Read it again.
And lay open the book of the law.
Go ahead.
Wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. To paint their likeness. But why? Go to verse 52.
Come on. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us.
Right.
To destroy us.
Come on, to do what?
To destroy us.
Yeah, a lot of us literally psychologically to destroy us. But again, that's what the Antichrist has come to do, right?
Come.
To destroy us.
That's right.
To destroy us mentally, physically. A lot of our grandmas are doing what? Bending down to white Jesus. And it's sad. It's very sad. Your father still think Christ is white. Oh, Christ don't have no color. Are you serious? Are you definitely haven't read Revelations 1 and 1. Like, come on. But our people have been bamboozled because what? The enemy wants to destroy us. Go ahead.
What things they imagine against us?
Go ahead.
Thou knowest.
Yeah, they do. They imagine things to literally uproot us. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 13 and verse 14. They imagine all these different things to uproot us.
Come on.
Yep, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and verse 14, huh? Oh. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, 1 second.
John.
Oh, there we go. Where we at? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13.
Verse 14.
Verse 14. Yeah, what you got, Isaiah? Right. You would think that though, right? Come on. You would think that individuals would go to where? Would you say again?
Revelation chapter 1 verse 13 through 15.
Right. Yeah. But when it comes to our people what? Oh no, they're okay. They've been literally solidified in their brain of who Jesus is, right? Think about that. But go to go here real quick. John chapter 4 and verse 22, just on that point. John chapter 4 and verse 22. Just regarding Asayo's statement about, listen, if they wanted to really know the color of Christ, all they had to do was go to where?
John chapter,
You were saying Revelations, right? Revelations what?
Chapter 1 verse 13 through 15.
Look at that. He 11 years old, know where to find the color of Christ at. But a lot of our people, what? They got an issue. They got problems. But this is John chapter... Oh, we're down?
No, it's just
Oh, it's probably his. Okay. John chapter 4 in verse 22. Go ahead.
John chapter 4 verse 22.
A little bit louder.
John chapter 4 verse 22.
Go ahead.
Ye worship, ye know that not what.
Slow it down. You good. Read it again.
Ye worship, ye know not what.
Yeah, ye worship, but you don't know what you worship. Go ahead.
We know what we worship.
Yeah, and a lot of our people, they don't know what they worship. A lot of our people are lazy to go and read. But again, that's why they've been bamboozled. They've been bamboozled by what? The heathens, Esau. Whatever image they gave them. Whatever Esau feeds us, we believe it. Get the vaccine! I'll be the number one in line. Yeah! Not knowing that we had a brother, man, that came to the cart the other day whose wife got the flu vaccine and became paralyzed. She became paralyzed. But have you known, let Esau tell you, listen, the flu vaccine, the coronavirus vaccine is harmless. It'll get you right. Come on, man. Jesus is white. It'll get you right. No, the heck it won't. It'll get our people very wrong. But that's why Yahweh Shai was telling them, read it again.
Ye worship, ye know not what.
Go ahead.
We know what we worship.
And that's facts. We have for certain of what we worship because we go through the scriptures and understand what happened to our image. We start seeing again where this Antichrist came from. The true Antichrist. Jump back to that Wisdom of Solomon.
Did you say?
Go on. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 14.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and verse 14.
Yep. Thank you.
Or made it like some vile beast.
Go ahead.
Laid it over.
Hey, you know what you can do? We'll go up a little bit. Go to verse 11.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and verse 11.
You know what? Go to verse 10.
Come. Verse 10.
Right.
But miserable are they. And in dead things is their hope.
And it's going into about these images, these idolatrous things that again that the nations put up. I'm gonna say this: all these other nations, they literally worship vain things, and vain means nothing, right? Go ahead.
Who called them God?
Who did what?
Who called them God?
Go ahead.
Which are the works of men's hands.
And that's a lot of, again, even with us. A lot of us have been bamboozled by the things that the nations have given us, that we call them gods. Oshun, Ogun. You know, when it comes to all these different deities. You got individuals that worship the cross more than they worship Christ. They'll put a cross on their neck and literally, I died for Jesus. Yeah, but you're wearing the same tool that killed him. What are you talking about? Said I'm supposed to walk around with an AK-47 or a shotgun or a fentanyl pill because it killed my younger brother? Am I supposed to do that? The sense of it. Our people are foolish. But go ahead.
Which are the works of men's hands.
Which are the what?
Works of men's hands.
See, and a lot of our people didn't understand this when it came to what? Again, the imagery of who our Savior was. Go ahead.
Gold and silver. To show art in.
Read.
And resemblances of beasts.
In what?
Resemblances of beasts.
And because a lot of these idolatrous idols that we had resembled beasts, but even man. Go ahead.
Or a stone good for nothing.
Read.
The work of an ancient hand.
Go ahead.
Now a carpenter that felleth timber. After he had sawn down a tree.
Right.
Meet for the purpose.
Read.
And taken off all the bark skillfully round about.
Going into again making these idols, man. Go ahead.
And had wrought it handsomely, and made a vessel thereof.
Right.
Fit for the service of man's life.
Jump back to verse 14. Right to the point.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 verse 14. Or made it like some vile beast.
Made it like some what?
Some vile beast.
And this is what they did to the image of Christ. They made it like a what?
Vile beast.
Think about it, man. I wish you could put up, the picture. You can't do it?
You can put up, but I can try.
Let's try it, man. See the Spirit of the Lord is with us. See the Spirit of the Lord with us. Make like an image to a vile beast. I want brothers and sisters to see this, man. See this old weak alabaster baby blue eye. Again, this man had no type of connection to no biblical Israelite. It says he was made like unto what?
Some vile beast.
The vile beast. Go ahead.
Laid it over. With vermilion.
Laid over with what?
Vermilion.
Yeah, vermilion. I want somebody to look up vermilion. Let's see what vermilion is.
Tom.
It said it was laid over with vermilion.
I got you.
Oh yeah, I want the one right there. The one that looks like he's looking at the window. All the way down there. Right there. Middle. Right there, yeah. There he is. There he is.
I got you.
I want them to get it. Yeah. I want to see, what is vermilion, man? What you got for vermilion? What you got, Isaiah?
It says, a vivid reddish orange.
A what?
A vivid reddish orange.
A vivid reddish orange. Read from the top again, verse 14.
Or made it like some vile beast. Laying it over with vermilion.
Yeah, laying it over with vermilion. A color. What you got, Asa?
Vermilion. Dyed or tinged with a bright red.
There it is, dyed. See? And that's how they do it. They don't bamboozle us by doing what? The Bible already told us. They were going to dye our images. They were going to change over our images to this vile beast right here, man. Look at this. Look at this soft. Look, his neck's just snapping. And as I get more into detail, this individual is known by who? Caesar Borgia. The flaming homosexual.
Cesare Borgia. That's how they said it in the TV show.
The flaming homosexual.
Yeah.
Born September 13th.
Come on.
Little dirty dog. 1475.
Oh. Drop it. You know who his lover was.
Right. Who was his lover?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Right.
Leonardo.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring up about his sister, though, do you?
Oh.
You ain't telling. You want to bring up?
Lucrezia. Lucrezia.
Right, there it is. Look
Oh, yeah.
Look at all these images, man. These are vile images.
That was a man who had incest with his sister.
Right, minus the two at the top. Those are technically.
Yeah, show the transition.
Oh, yeah, transition. There it is. So she's showing the transition of, again, what. And I'm going to say this. There's a lot more regarding those first couple left. But the transition going from what? Melanated, darker, more masculine. Because we know from Revelations 13 on down, or 13 on down, right? Of the color of Christ. Skin is bronze as if it had been burned in a furnace, which is the past tense. If his feet is dark as hell, what you think? His whole body's going to be dark.
That's right.
Hair like wool.
That's right.
Its texture. So why is it looking like this? But not only that, the scripture said what was going to happen when it says vermilion. What was going to happen?
Laying it over with vermilion.
But what's the definition of vermilion?
Vermilion.
Right?
dyed or teamed?
It was dyed. Our images were going to be dyed, man. Y'all got to go to these. These are some hot, heated scriptures to show forth how our saviors, how men of power and dignity was changed over to look like what? Vile beasts. Our men are looking like what? Edomites now. Men are looking like what? Dogs.
You got King David looking like a little altar boy.
Right, and who was that made the image of David with the sculpture?
Oh, that was Michelangelo.
Michelangelo had him looking like a little boy with his meat out.
Yeah, little naked boy holding a marble like this.
It's sad. With half his clothes on.
Yeah.
Our men weren't moving like that, but this is how they try to do what? Deceive us.
Oh, and then when you look at the Sistine Chapel, when you look at the top, so you got, apparently it was, so it's the whole creation. So you got God on one side, and he's about to touch the finger with Adam. So God would be in the image, he was in the image of Pope Alexander XVI, which was his dad, which was Caesar Borgia's dad at that time. Yeah.
Hold on, say that one more time about the dad?
The dad, the father,
Pope Alexander the Sixth.
The sixth. That would be his father.
Who? Caesar?
Caesar.
Oh, definitely.
But that's their image. That's their image in the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, he institutionalized again Chesterday, Caesar Borgia to be put up as what? As Christ, man.
Right, because he was deemed prettiest man or beautifulest man of his time. Yeah, but he was a known rapist, pedophilist, a murderess. He was all those ists. Yeah, he was a horrible man.
Think about that. But finish that off. Where were you at?
Or made it like some vile beast.
Go ahead.
Laying it over with vermilion.
Read.
And with paint coloring it red.
Yeah, paint it and with paint coloring it red. Why would you paint an individual red? Who's red on the earth? Who is red on the earth? Because I ain't never seen nobody the complexion. I ain't never seen nobody the complexion of this. I mean, I have. I mean, this paper. Because we know Esau is what? This man ain't white. This man is red. You can see his skin come forth through his, or you can see his blood shown through his skin. How do we know this? Let the white man get mad. What color does he turn?
Red.
Huh? Let him get slapped inside his face. What color does he turn?
Red.
Huh? Let him go outside and work in the cotton fields. What color does he turn?
Red.
Come on now.
Sunburnt.
Y'all better stop playing. Huh? Esau has been in the mountains. He like to hide now. He like to hide in the comfort of your home. No sun on the skin. But if he was out there in that sun, what color would he be, man?
Red like a rock.
Think about it. They said Esau was a man of the field. Best believe he was red. Stop capping. Huh? The Arabs, the white man. Stop playing. We know who deceives. The Arabs is at home praying to Allah. They're not out here deceiving. Huh? They're not out here like on Iron Man 3. Like, what do they call them? Come on, Iron Man 3 fans. Marvel? Any Marvel fans?
What are you in reference to what?
Supposed Iron Man 3, the terrorist that he thought he was Obama.
Oh, you're talking about the Mandarin.
Yeah, the Mandarin.
The Mandarin. It was supposed to be a Chinese man, but in the movie they used him as a Edomite.
There it is. Oh yeah, look at it.
Yeah,
Look at these cats, man. Look at Donald Trump, man. Oh, orange turkey. You know? Donald Trump is a joke, and Joe Biden is more of a joke. Joe Biden's neck look like it's falling over his tie all the time, man. Look at this, man. Look at all these men, man. They gotta stop capping. This is what they tried to paint our leaders as, man. We gotta see that. We gotta see that when it came to Caesar Borgia, this is the beginning of what? The Antichrist, man. Because why? You can go there. Why? A lot of our people worship that. It ain't Christ no more of the Bible that they read about no more. No, it's that image right there on that wall that they bow down to. That their pastors give them that understanding. Our people's been deceived by an image. But it says that it was fastened. No, it said it was coloring it with red. Go ahead.
And coloring every spot therein.
Right? Every what?
Every spot therein.
See, because whenever they try to bleach these images, if you go back, you'll see spots. Brown spots. Brown with white, because they bleached us out. But even with that crown of Salmanazar, they said you have to wear that with a meat tree. We only ones that wore meat trees. They gotta stop it, man. But again, this anti-Christ figure came in by what? Esau himself, putting forth Caesar Borgia in the forefront. Keep reading.
Verse 15. And when he had made a convenient room for it.
He did what?
Made a convenient room for it.
Look at it. Made a convenient room. And a lot of these images be what? In rooms, man. A lot of these images are laid up in your grandma's house, in the church. Every little place. You go to a little Chinese restaurant, right? Go ahead.
Set it in a wall.
They did what?
Set it in a wall.
Go ahead.
And made it fast with iron.
I'm telling you exactly what they did to this image. It's beautiful. Go ahead.
For he provided for it that it might not fall.
Go ahead.
Knowing that it was unable to help itself.
And the only reason why I said unable to help itself because our people worship this image. Read.
For it is an image.
It's what?
An image.
Hey, it was an image. And this is what who? Leonardo da Vinci brought forth. Leonardo da Vinci brought forth this image. Go ahead.
And had need of help.
Yeah. And had need of help. From there, jump to 14 and verse 16. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 and verse 16.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom,
right,
grown strong, was kept as a law.
It was what?
Was kept as a law.
It was kept as a law to do what? Keep reading.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
And what?
Graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
When Esau came out of them caves and he started standing upon their feet like a real human being, not like a subspecies,
right?
But like a real human being. They wanted to do what?
Worship by the commandment of kings.
They gave us graven images, man. They knew exactly what to do to break us down. Because we were out of the spirit. The Most High was spanking us. So what is it? Ooh, good time to do what? Let's put Caesar Borgia on up there. Check it. It was during the Renaissance period. After contact, actually, we'll go up a little bit. Just dealing with Caesar Borgia. We'll go. It says, a little known fact about Caesar Borgia is that, according to the French writer Alexandre Dumas and others, his likeness was used as the model for the long, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, effeminate-looking Christ, which Christians the world over have been bowing down to and worshiping for centuries. His handsome appearance influenced many images of Christ painted during the subsequent to his career. It was during the Renaissance period, after contact was made with Africa, that the Dark Ages in Europe came to an end, and paintings began to circulate portraying Mary and Yahushua with white skin, blue eyes, long blonde hair. Many of the later paintings of Yahushua were based on Caesar Borgia, which in turn have influenced the majority of portraits of Christ created from the point onwards. Just seeing that our people do what? We bow down to that. You can go to there. Go to Romans 1 and 25.
Start at 23.
Go to Romans chapter 1 and verse 23. Again, dealing with this antichrist. This is the individual who brought forth the visual of the antichrist. This is just the visual. This is what we're seeing. That is not true. That's not the true depiction of what Yahushua looks like. Because they said if you've seen the Son, you've seen who? The Father. So you trying to tell me since Christ is white, well, God must be white then. I'm going to tell you like the natives. Listen, if Christ is white, or if the Most High is white, I ain't trying to go to heaven, man.
Come.
The natives said, listen, if the white man is going to be in the kingdom, I'd rather go to hell. That's what he said. Why? Because these are some vicious people. But now we're coming to an understanding that that wasn't the case. That our forefathers didn't look like this vile beast, man. Wow. This baby blue-eyed, soft, effeminate, You know what I'm saying? You yell at him, he just drop down and cry. I was watching there's a show called American Gods. And there was an episode with it where they went to this party, and it was a start day. Technically, that wasn't her name, but it was Easter, right? It was her party. She was a god, Easter. And who did she have there on her day? Christ. Because they said that Christ rose on Easter, right? So they're showing forth that since Christ was risen on her day, they were at the party as well. But the thing about Christ, they had all different types of Christ. The Asian Christ, the Indian Christ, the North American Christ, all different types of Christ that people worship. Because our people worship all different types of Christ. They want to worship him in what? How they see him. They want to worship him, not in truth, but in what? Off of their understanding, off of what they see daily. There was like 25, 30 Christ up in there, man. They all had a little power behind them, but what it meant was that people worship these individuals. They made them like gods. It's a good show. It's kind of deep. You got to kind of pay attention. If you're busy, I wouldn't advise you. Because I got to go back, but it goes in about the deities that this world worships. But this was one of them. The picture of Caesar Borgia, who was put up to look like who? Christ, to deceive the world. Read where you at.
Romans chapter 1, verse 25.
Go ahead.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie.
Read.
And worship and serve the creature.
Think about that. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Esau.
You're looking at him.
Look at this, man. This is sickening. And then our people try to have that spirit. Ain't nothing wrong being, gentle, meek. But they really put on the attributes of an effeminate man. Think about it, man. You got women harder than Christ. The Caesar Borgia Christ. Not the real depiction. Or the real Christ. Yahweh Shai. You got women. That's why a lot of men be getting bullied, man. Why? Because they really think that how they portray Christ is how a man should be. Well, if that's the case, a woman should be extra, extra soft then. But our people have done what? Read it again.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Who changed it? We know it though. The white man. And that's for all the young ones too. Because growing up in Christ, growing up in church, they showed you this image. No, that's the false Christ. That's the antichrist. That ain't him. That's contrary. That is opposite of what the book says. Revelations 1:13. I know this is probably a lot of that you've already had, and we can get it if you don't know it. But that was a fake image. And we see that it was what? Painted with red. They did that to all of our patriarchs. They did it to King Solomon. They try to make King Solomon look like a white man. When the last time you seen a white man with gold in his mouth? Huh? With jewels in his mouth. He had locks in his hair.
Bushy, black and bushy.
Think about that. Raven had golden chains around his neck. When the last time you seen a white man look like that?
He said, I am black but comely.
Oh, no, that just meant his spirit was dark.
No, he said, I am black but comely, meaning beautiful.
Come on, man. But think about that. But again, a lot of our people have been worshiping a creature made by man's hands. Read it again.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie.
Read.
And worship and serve the creature more than the Creator.
Yeah, they serve that more than the Word of God. We worship deities. We worship signs and symbols more than the true biblical understanding of what this man wanted us to do. Yahweh Shai. What his Father sent him to do. Keep reading.
Who is blessed forever.
Who's what?
Blessed forever.
Read.
Amar.
Yeah. We worship the creature. Exodus 20:4. We weren't meant to worship images. We weren't meant to worship what? Falsehood, graven images. But our people do what? There's nothing wrong about knowing that Christ was a black man. And somebody can bring me that sign out the back so we can show people. So we can show individuals. There's nothing wrong understanding what Christ looked like. There's nothing wrong even having a picture of Christ in your house. The true depiction of Yahweh Shai. But our people do what? Just like when they deal with the devil worship, they worship that. They spit alcohol on it, praying right to it, thinking that's going to help them out. No. You done slipped up. You done slipped up and been fooled and bamboozled by Esau, the one that's been loosened to deceive the world. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Thou shalt do what?
Not make unto thee any graven image.
See, that's what the Most High said. We'll bring that up here. Bring that up here for the people, man. Bring it up for the people to see. Put that up. Right? That right there. This so weak image that our people sit down and worship. They don't worship Yahweh Shai in spirit and truth, man. Because this is what the Bible is recorded. The revealing of Christ looks like this. Skin is bronze, as if it burned in a furnace. The girdle. Think about that. But what happened? Read where you at.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
See, but why is this graven image everywhere? See, but Esau knew what was going on, man. They made these images for us to bow down. Read.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
And we know going into just even our people, they worship the sun, they worship the moon, they worship the stars, they worship other gods, Ashtaroth, Baal, all these individuals, these other gods. Go ahead.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Yeah, or that is in the earth beneath. Go ahead.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
And I'm going to say this. You got pictures of this everywhere. But what you got, Asael?
Can I pull that Revelations?
Pull it, brother. The brother's been itching to pull the scripture. Pull it. We've been working on that at Hebrew Academy, man. Young priests coming up in the game. Coming up in this truth. What scripture? Where you at?
Revelation chapter 1 verse 13 through 15.
Yeah, Revelation chapter. Actually, no, hold that up real quick while you read this. That's what you wanted? Go ahead, bring it out.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 13.
Go ahead.
And in the midst of the seven candlesticks.
Go ahead, 7 candlesticks referring to the 7 churches spread abroad. Go ahead. Or you want to break it down?
It's like, the 7 churches through Asia Minor.
There it is. Come on. Look at this brother, man. Who is this guy?
One like unto the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai, which we call Christ.
Right, ignorantly call Christ, right? Or Jesus. Right?
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, which is like if you look at the picture, it's saying like what he's wearing.
Right.
And girt about the paps with the golden girdle, which is Yahushua was like this, like a man of war.
Right.
And it was to protect him.
That's right. It was protecting him in battle. The girdle protected him from from again any type of blows with the sword, little dagger blows, and protected him. Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. So it's just explaining the texture and the color of his hair, which as you look at the other image, the fake Yahushua does not have that.
Right.
As white as snow, which is like, it was as white as the snow that falls from the sky. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Go ahead. Oh no, let me go ahead and explain that.
Which is like he was mad at like what his people were going through and all that.
Con? You got it.
And his feet like unto fine brass, which is like a brown.
Derivative of brown. Yeah.
As if they burned in a furnace. So like if you burn something in a furnace, it turns black, which is like representing the color of his skin.
Got it.
Or whatever.
It's right on point.
And his voice as the sound of many waters, which is explaining that his voice was deep.
Right on point. Deep and masculine. Somebody give this man a hand clap. Right on point. I say 11 years old, man, breaking down color of Christ. But yeah, on point, just showing forth that what? We worship an image that, again, that was given to us by the white man. But I'm going to show you something. And it ain't only just online. You have big deities of this. You have one in Florida. There's 7 big ones. You have one, it's called Christ of the Abyss in the Florida Keys underneath the water with his hands in the air like this, right? You got one in Spain, Cristo del Otero. You got one in Ohio called the Lux Mundi. They said Christ wants to give you a hug basically because his hands are out. Nice and soft. That's one right there. Oh yeah. Christ of the Abyss. That's in the Florida Keys.
Brazil too, right?
Oh, we going there. Come on now. That's my spot. You got one in Mexico. It's called the Broken Christ of the Island Shrine. With his arms is knocked off. Got a nice little the crown of thorns on him. That's in Mexico. You got another one in Indonesia. It's called Jesus Blessed or Christ Blessed in Manado City. Christ the Redeemer of Andes. That's in Chile. It's at the Chilean Argentinian border, right there in the middle. You got this Christ the Redeemer of the Andes. Now you got our people, the Incas, The Incas, which is going down to Guatemala, Zebulon, that are worshiping what? The white Christ. So think about that false image. Again, this is the Antichrist. And then you have Portugal. You got Portugal that has Christ. They call it Christ the King. But then you have the one I think you're showing is one in Brazil.
Yeah, it's also the Redeemer. They also call it
The Redeemer? Okay. Yeah, so they got one in Brazil and in Argentina. Go to Revelations 19 and 20. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20. Just showing again the first Antichrist, man. This is the visual of what Antichrist looks like. Because the Bible gives us a real direct understanding about this word Antichrist. Right? Contrary, against. Right? Again, we really thought it was what? It was going to be the white man that was going to deceive us all. The white man was going to bring forth what? His philosophy. He was going to bring us forth to his destruction, satanic worship. He was going to be doing alakadabra stuff right in front of us like Pharaoh's magicians. We all thought that. Read where you at.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20.
Read.
And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet.
The what?
The false prophet.
We understand this beast is who? Esau, the white man. America is this beast. America is the beast. Go ahead.
That wrought miracles before him.
Read.
With which he deceived them.
He did what?
He deceived them.
Go ahead.
That had received the mark of the beast.
Think about that. What is that mark of the beast, man? The mark of the beast is the individual doing Esau's work, doing Satan's work. That mentality. You've already been sealed. You think you know what you know. The white man's the white man. Oh, no, not the white man, but Christ is white. You believe in their system. That's why the Most High said, come up out of her, my people. You believe in the system. Go ahead.
And them that worship his image.
And did what?
That worship his image.
What was that image? Caesar Borgia. This is the image that our people bow down. And then when you go tell your dad that Christ is black, a dark-skinned man, what does he do? Nah, color don't matter. How is it? Oh, so you mean to tell me the Bible don't matter? If color don't matter, so why did Moses put his hand in his bosom and bring it back out? What was that for? That was just for theatrics? Huh? That was just for us to say, whoa, nice. Huh? Think about that. It says that, and then that worship his image, because the white man brought forth this false image. And that's exactly what it is, a false image, Antichrist. It's not of Christ. Go ahead.
These both were cast alive,
right,
into a lake of fire.
In that lake of fire, yeah, it's that nuclear bomb, that nuclear warfare that's coming for America. It's coming. This fire, this lake of fire. Oh yeah, all hell is gonna break loose. Go ahead.
Burning with brimstone.
Yeah, burning with brimstone. But just showing forth again, it was an image. This Antichrist is an image of him. Don't get me wrong, but it's a duality. You got the image, but then check this out. Go to 1 John 2 and 18. Go to 1 John 2 and 18 about this Antichrist, man, because it's a duality. It's on both sides of the spectrum, man. Yes, it was an image that was brought forth. But I'm going to show you something else. Read where you at.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 18.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 18. Let's go.
Little children, it is the last time.
It is the what?
The last time.
This is what the scriptures has already foretold to us what was going to happen. Because think about it again. Our people thought it was one man, one woman. They probably thought it was Hillary Clinton with her vampire-looking self. They thought it was Bill Clinton. He literally looked like a vampire, man. When you look at these Edomites, man, I don't feel sad, but it's like, man, you slap them, their skin might slide off, man. They in bad conditions. But it says, little children, in that last time, go ahead.
And as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come.
That what?
That Antichrist shall come.
And he did. Which was who? Caesar Borgia, son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. Go ahead.
Even now are there many Antichrists.
Read it again.
Even now are there many Antichrists.
Wait a minute. I thought there was only one. I thought there was only going to be one Antichrist. My mom said one. Wait a minute. Let me go back to the book, to the Left Behind series and really understand what this is talking about. Because Left Behind said that it was going to be a political figure. The Left Behind series made me think it was Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump's out of office, getting impeached. He's getting impeached right now. But they said that there was going to be what?
Many Antichrists.
They said there's going to be many Antichrists. Go ahead.
Whereby we know that it is the last time.
Think about that. Many Antichrists. Because you know what? It ain't just the image. It's the spirit too. It's a spiritual individual that is Antichrist. Y'all thought it was just the image? Huh? Is that what y'all thought? No. It goes deeper than that. It's what you do, how you move, how you think is Antichrist. Opposite, contrary. Read.
They went out from us.
They did what?
They went out from us.
Individuals that were around us had the Bible, may have had some understanding, maybe not enough. What happened?
But they were not of us.
They were what?
Not of us.
Read.
For if they had been of us,
read.
They would no doubt have continued with us.
Just showing forth a little bit again. What does it mean to be Antichrist? And I'm gonna say this: it ain't just everybody in the body, just Hebrew Israelites, or could be only, because what it's saying is that they went out from us. No, what it's showing forth is that it's a mind state, it's a mentality. Go ahead.
But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were all not all of us.
But how so? How would an individual be known to be not of us or not of the Spirit of the Most High? It ain't talking about just a group. It's talking about abiding in the laws and statutes and understanding of the Most High. What you got?
So when you look up one of the definitions for the word anti is a person opposed to a particular policy or activity or ideas. So you got a person or an individual that doesn't like that form of discipline. I don't want to be disciplined in that fashion to follow what you guys are doing. I don't want to have to wake up every day and go to class. I don't want to have to wake up and read the Bible and get my spirit better. Those are people who are anti. So like he said, like the brother said, it's not just a person who's anti being a Hebrew Israelite or coming into the truth. No, they're anti the Bible. They're anti-righteousness. They're anti-good. They love chaos. They're everything opposed to what is supposedly good, which we know to be the truth.
Tom, where you at? Right on point.
Verse 20. But ye have a caution.
Hold on, read that one more time.
An uncaution.
But ye have an uncaution.
No, that's it on that. Go to John 10 and 27. How do we know this? How do we identify the spirit of Antichrist? Of an Antichrist, the individual that does things how he or she wants to do things. I'm going to show you something, man. Because again, a lot of our people, we have this zealous zeal about ourselves, not knowing that we're doing the works of an antichrist, an individual that is against the Most High, that is not solidified and following in worship of the Most High. Read where you at.
John 10:27. My sheep hear my voice.
They do what?
Hear my voice.
Yahweh Shai said his sheep hear his voice, but not only do they hear his voice, what do they do? Read.
And I know them, and they follow me.
They do what?
Follow me.
This is one step to understand what's in the spirit of the Antichrist. They don't want to follow what Yahweh Shai says. They don't want to do what the scripture says. Think about that. Yeah, we'll give it. Caesar Borgia. Yeah. We know that was fake. But now the Most High is doing what? He's checking us in our spirit to see if we're fake. If we're antichrist. See? A lot of us don't want to dig into the details and look up in our psyche and understand what we do and how we do it and what we think and why we think that way. See? But Yahweh Shai said that his sheep hear his voice, which is the word. But not only that, they follow the word. That's what it means to follow him. Think about that. Follow. Matthew 15:7. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 7. Again, going into what? We went over the imagery of the Antichrist, but let's go over the spiritual attributes of the Antichrist. Let's go about a person or individual, female and male, that think that they're what? Of Christ, but are anti-Christ. Why do you think the Most High says, the individual, I prophesied in your name, I said all these things. He said, work of iniquity, I have not known you. I have not known you. Why? Because you were technically anti-Christ. Well, we're going to get into some meat and potatoes. Read where you at.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 7. Ye hypocrites. Well did Isaiah prophesy of you.
Ye what?
Ye hypocrites.
Because a lot of our people do what? They talk a certain way. But they really don't back it up in their daily walk. This was already foretold beforehand. He's quoting this from Isaiah. Isaiah said this in the Old Testament. So I got to get it for you? Isaiah said it. That'll be homework for you. Where did Isaiah say ye hypocrites? You can go into that. But, read it again.
Ye hypocrites.
Right?
Well did Isaiah prophesy of you.
Of who?
Of you.
Yeah, of you, which is who? Antichrist. Read.
Say, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth.
Go ahead.
And honor me with their lips.
We do what?
Honor me with their lips.
This spirit of Antichrist does what?
Honor with their lips.
A lot of us honor with our lips, man. We got to start checking how we move. We talk a good game. Oh yeah, brother. I love you, Yahweh Shai. All right. Let's see. Paul said, you can see my faith by my works. You know my works by my faith. Because it's a combination of the two. He says they do what?
Draw nigh unto me with their lips.
Go ahead. They draw nigh unto me with their lips, which means they come to me, they talk a good game. Go ahead.
And honor me with their lips.
And do what?
Honor me with their lips.
Yeah, honor me with their lips. Go ahead.
But their heart is far from me.
But their mind is not on what I need them to be upon. Their mind is not upon the calling that was given to every man, woman, and child. He says they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. The way that they move around and talk, it ain't Christ-like. It's not what the Bible told us to do. Think about it. It's simple, right? This is the Antichrist. You're contrary.
Right, because what does Yahweh Shai tell you to do? He tells you to give up in the sacrifice. But what do you want to do? You want more and more, and you want to satisfy you want physical gratification.
I'm going to that.
That's contrary.
Again, anti means a proposition signifying against.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something that we do, a proposition, something that's brought up that we do in talking and walking and actions to show that we're against, opposite, contrary, or in place of, used. That's it. Or in place of. Check this out. Let's get in there. We're going to go to, I like to hit synonyms. Because synonyms like to, synonyms get a little bit more understanding. What we got? Same thing. Against, contrary, opposed. Their heart is far from me. Go ahead.
But in vain they do worship me.
And what?
In vain they do worship me.
Think about that. How much more in the image? In the image that we thought that we had, our people do what? They vainly. They don't know who they worship. But Yahushua is saying here, but vain do they worship me. They're worshiping me with no type of love, dedication, understanding. But in vain means nothing. Because it's not according to the mind of Christ. Let this mind be in you that is also in Christ. The Bible fits like a glove, like a puzzle piece, man. Let this mind be in you that's in Christ. Well, let me figure out what Christ's mind was, so I can be pro-Christ, not anti-Christ. Read.
Teaching for doctrine.
Do what?
Teaching for doctrine.
Ain't this what the churches do? They teach doctrines. Read.
The commandments of men.
Think about that. The commandments of men, not of Yahushua. That's why he said, they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. It ain't doctrine. It's not book. It's not according to what the Bible tells us to do. But how do we know this? How do we start to get a legit understanding? How can you examine yourself and be like, dang, you know what? The brother's making a point. How am I moving? How am I dealing? And you can go to that one real quick. Go to Ezekiel 33 and 31.
There's a part of that answer. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 33 and 31. And they came unto thee as the people coming.
So everybody is going to come to Yahushua. In that last day, they're trying to seek him now. Right? Go ahead.
And they sit before thee as my people.
So, and a lot of people, they'll come to class, they'll come to the truth, they'll come to the knowledge, they'll come to the knowledge, they'll come to the ingredients of being a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
Khan, I believe. Khan, Barakatah Yahweh Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushai. He's black, he looked like me, he's from the tribe of Judah. Hebrews 7 and 14, Kwam Yashala, right?
Khan.
Most High be the power. They're going to sit down and they're going to claim all those things. Go ahead.
And they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
He said, but they hear the words, but what happens?
But they will not do them.
Why won't they do it? Why are you anti? Because what? Read.
For their mouth they show much love.
Because what is it? What is the black, Native American, and Hispanic person good for? Read it again.
For with their mouth they show much love.
That's what we're known for. We're known for that hype. We're known for talking a good game. But what happens? Read.
But their heart goeth after covetousness.
But their heart goes after what?
Covetousness.
That covetous is things that they want. That's why they're anti. Because Yahweh, if you're coming in Yahushua, he's telling you to sacrifice. He's telling you to fast. He's telling you to give up. He's telling you to submit, to be humble. But your heart is after covetous. So that's going after what you feel. So if I'm telling you, if Yahushua is telling you to take low, you're covetous. You're feeling you shouldn't have to take low. If Yahushua is saying, be silent and learn, your covetous spirit is saying, no, I need to talk and get my point across. If Yahushua is telling you, be still, let me live and be humble, fast. You're like, no, I need to eat this. I want to eat that. I want to drink this. I want to drink that. I want to tap that. I want to tap this. I want this woman, I want this man. Those are all anti. So yeah, you can sit in class here, you can learn about the word and profess, yeah, Barakatah, how about Hashem Yahushai? I love the Most High. But inside, if you still have that covetous spirit, like he said his people do, then you're anti. What was that?
Anti what? Christ.
You're anti-Christ.
Go to Romans 10 and 2, just on that point. Just on your point. Romans chapter 10 and verse 2. And we like to, we'll go to verse 1. Just to give you some context of who Paul was talking to, man. Yeah, who Paul was talking to.
Book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 2.
Yeah, Romans chapter 10 and verse 2. Again, we're going into this what? We're going to, how do we know the spirit of the Antichrist, man? How do we know this? Contrary. Go ahead.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
That they have a what?
A zeal of God.
We be turned up. We be turned up, moving and grooving. Woo! Rock yes, brother. We got next. All the slogans, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
But not according to knowledge.
But not what?
According to knowledge.
See, but I'm going to say this, is that Ezekiel goes into it because it says that they run after their own covetousness. Well, there's going to be attributes about individuals that show forth anti-Christ because we know what Christ did. Right? But it says that they do what?
They have a zeal of God, right, but not according to knowledge.
But not according to knowledge, not according to what the Bible says. Because you know one thing that blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans do? You like to create your own version of doctrine. I'm going to say this. It goes through what? Sayings. You make it your own way. You like to see it how you see it. We change things up and don't really stand upon the principle of what was taught or what was brought forth. We like to change things and be inventive, right? But a lot of us try to do that with the gospel of the Most High. Why do you think that there's so many different dogmas? There's so many different ideologies of what the Bible. I think there's over like 300 something different beliefs of the Bible. Because everybody wants to do what? They want to tailor it to where it fits what they want to do.
Mashaba said there was like 42,000 different forms of just Christianity alone.
Think about that.
That's just Christianity. That's aside from what is it? Being a Catholic and all this other stuff. That's just Christianity.
Right? But again, what's the reason why? Because we want to make things fit to how we feel. We don't want to be put in an area to where we have to do what? Sacrifice. Give up. Which is what Christ did. We don't want to do that. We want to do what we want to do. Dariyad said it the best. We create our own God. That's facts. We create what Christ looks like. We create what Christ really meant. We create what the Bible is saying. Y'all pull some hot scriptures too, Dariyad and Abu Bar. The water. But just showing forth that our people haven't really understood the true knowledge of the Bible and how the Most High and how Most High wanted us to walk. Go ahead.
For they being ignorant.
They being what?
Ignorant.
Lack of understanding. Read.
Of the Most High's righteousness.
Of who?
The Most High's righteousness.
What do they do?
And going out about to establish their own righteousness.
And this is what happens. We establish what we want. We establish what we think righteous is rather than putting on the meter and the righteous stick of what Christ gave us. The law. What you got,
what you're saying. Well, it said, it says,
there it is.
40,000 Christian denominations worldwide. This is a strongly outstanding large figure, and some see it as evidence that Christianity is divided. So yeah, that's what it said.
Okay, so 40,000.
40,000 different doctrines of Christianity. But why though? Because this right here, read it again.
For they being ignorant.
You can start from the beginning.
Romans 10 and 2.
Yep.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
They have a zeal. They want to do right. Some of them want the money. Green is for the money. Gold is for the honeys. Some of them want that. They going after it for what? For filthy lucre's sake, right?
They want that, yeah.
Read.
But not according to knowledge.
See, they got your zeal, but not according to knowledge. That's how you get 40,000. 40,000 different doctrines. Like, are you serious? Everybody want to believe whatever they think they believe. Nobody wants to do things the right way. Strive the right way. Go ahead.
For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness,
read,
and going about to establish their own righteousness.
And that's what happens. They establish their own righteousness to what fits to them. But what does that make them? Antichrist.
An enemy of the cross.
Now you're doing what? You're teaching and believing doctrines outside of what Christ taught. You're doing things. You're moving a certain way, doing what? Oh, I believe in Christ. Not by your actions. Not by your actions. Go ahead.
Have not submitted themselves.
Say what?
Have not submitted themselves.
Go ahead.
Unto the righteousness of the Most High.
And that's what it is. They didn't want to submit themselves unto what Christ told us to do. Unto what the Most High required Israel to do. When you don't want to submit, you're anti. Because Christ submitted. The prophets submitted. When you don't want to submit unto who? Your husband? You're anti-Christ. When you want to come with this audacious attitude like, woman's God. Like, I'm really starting to look at all these shows and things. These individuals are really pushing the woman to be what? A God. To where a man has to do what? Worship her. But they don't say that in the Bible. It says, be followers of me as I am of Christ. And it goes down what? And understanding what the heads were. Who the heads were. Who to submit to. See? But it says that we have not submitted, or says, have established their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. So how do we know? If they haven't submitted themselves to the righteousness of the Most High, you know what they submitted themselves to? This right here, 2 Timothy 3:2. This is how we know the spirit of Antichrist. If you want to look into yourself and ask yourself, dang, do I move like this? Well, do I have these attributes? This is what you have to ask yourself. Are you filled with these right here? These attributes of who? Satan. These attributes of who? Esau. These attributes of who? An individual that doesn't want to submit himself to the righteousness of the Most High. Read where you at.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2.
Go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Men shall be what?
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
This is how you go into what? Not submitting unto the righteousness of God. You want to submit unto what makes you feel good. Read it again.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2.
Go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
You want to love your own self. You want to feel nice and secure. You don't want to feel weird, strange, uncomfortable. You want to do what makes your flesh happy. And I'm going to say this. By an individual submitting, you have to physically and mentally go through a process of allowing your body and mind to submit to another. It ain't smooth like pudding. You have to break that spirit that's on you, that we've gotten from who? Our parents, our forefathers, TV, music, of what? I want to do things my way. No, not according to the Most High. You got to do things His way. Your way brought what? Turmoil, hatred, malice, and as we go into it. This is the beginning. An individual loves himself. It says that for men shall be lovers of themselves. Think about that. Men shall be lovers of themselves. Go ahead.
Covetousness.
Covetous means what? They want to start gaining everything.
Greedy, yeah.
Greedy. Me. I. What I think, my opinion. I don't feel that way. You want things for yourself. You worry about you. This is anti-Christ. How do we know? How do we know that? The flip side, Philippians 2 and 4. Philippians 2 and 4. I'm going to show you something.
Come.
Come. Here. You had it, though. Go ahead. You get up.
Philippians chapter 2 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Look not every man on his own thing.
But the scripture just said, in those days, men will be what? Lovers of themselves.
Come.
But Christ says, do what?
Look not every man on his own thing.
Look not every man on his own things. Opposite, contrary. Makes you what? Antichrist. When you go into that 2 Timothy 3. Go ahead.
But every man also on the things.
But every what?
Every man. Also on the things.
Read.
Of others.
See, and that's man, woman, and child. You're aware and not only thinking about yourself in certain situations. You're not only here to please yourself, to gain for yourself. See, but it says that your mind should be on what?
Look not every man on his own things.
Read.
But every man also on the things of others.
Right, I feel like this should happen because of this. No. How about have a wider understanding of what Christ is trying to show you in certain situations? See, a lot of us, again, we're very shallow. We're very selfish. But according to Christ, he said on the things above us. How do we know this? Read.
Let this mind.
Let this what?
This mind.
See, this is a mentality, a mind state. Just like we had the class last week, 144,000. This is a mentality that has to be within us. The mark of the beast is a mentality. What you do, what you believe in, what you act out. See? Antichrist is what? Mentally contrary to the mind of Christ. Read.
Let this mind be in you.
Read.
Which also was in Yahushua.
Which was what?
Also in Yahushua.
Quoted by the pullet, which is also in Christ. Which means what? You're pro-Christ. If you're moving like this. Read.
Who being in the form of the Most High.
And that's it. Jump back. Jump back to 2 Timothy 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2.
2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 2.
Go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Be lovers of your own selves, contrary to what Philippians 2 and 4 said. But this is the perilous times. We're in perilous times right now. You probably got people in Houston, right? You know our school, our body. Listen, come on over. We got heat. Come over. If your water's not working, a lot of people's water's frozen out there in Houston. Mm-hmm. My mom's water was frozen. The next door neighbor had to come over and do what? Put a device on it to heat the water up. She got another friend coming over staying at her house. But I bet and best believe you got individuals. You can't come over here. Oh no, I feel weird restoring over here. No, You lying. Oh, my water off too. I ain't got no power too. No, it's a full, live and open. You got the blinds shut closed. You got the lights dimming. So nobody sees you got power. But why? Because that's the mind of the world. That's a mind of what? Antichrist. They don't want to give up nothing. They don't want to show no love. They don't want to have compassion. Esau literally has inbred that within us. That's why we're in captivity, because we were anti-Christ. We were anti what the Most High wanted us to do. Read.
Covetousness.
Covetousness, go ahead.
Boasters.
Boasters. We like to boast about things. Go ahead.
Proud.
Yeah, that's what I wanted right there. Proud. A lot of our people are proud as hell. Too proud to do what? Submit. Too proud to understand. You know what? Let me understand the outlook that Yahweh Shai wants me to think and force myself to physically move in that spirit. It's a spirit within us that does what? Nah, I want to do it my way.
Oh.
You know, the council was said this, but you know what? No. I feel. I believe. Read it again.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Covetous.
Right.
Boasters.
Right.
Proud.
This is a big demon for Israel, man.
And that's why in Ecclesiastes, you ain't got to get it, but it's 10 and verse 12, one of our favorite scriptures. That's the beginning of departing from the Most High. So that automatically, as soon as you enter that pride, can't nobody tell me nothing, can't nobody check me. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it that way. Yeah. Then you're entering into that anti-Yahweh Shai mind state. Yeah. You're entering into that anti-Yahweh Shai estate. Come on.
But think about that. Go to that scripture real quick. We want to hit this real quick. I got a couple more.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 12.
I got a couple more and we'll end it.
Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride.
So the beginning stages. How do you know you're anti-Yahweh Shai? Because of this beginning stage right here. Go ahead.
Is when one departed from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker.
So now your whole mind state is turned off of the mind state of Yahweh Shai. You're doing everything contrary to what he told you to do. He told you to submit. You said no. He told you to give and sacrifice. You took more and became everything that we just read in 2 Timothy's. He told you to give up. You took more. He told you to sacrifice. You became greedy. He told you to humble down. You got more boisterous. That's the beginning stage when you depart from the Most High. Go ahead.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
So pride, as soon as you become anti-Yahweh Shai, now you're breaking the law. Because we understand what is sin. It's transgression of the law. Khan? What's up, big guy?
Stand up and talk. What is it? What is it?
It's 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 6.
You can hold that, because that's a good one, but hold that. Hold it. Finish that.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
Go ahead.
And he that hath it shall pour out abomination.
Now you're going to pour out, because you're anti the Most High, you're anti-Yahweh Shai, now you're going to pour out of your actions, out of your mind and out of your thoughts. You're going to pour out deep-seated sickness and filth that the Most High hates. That's what you're going to end up doing. Now that you thought to be anti, now your works are going to follow in that to show that you're anti and make you look like a liar. That was it.
Right. Right on point. Jump back. Where we at?
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2.
Yeah, I want to get through these real quick. Again, these are the attributes. These are the elements that an individual has in him, in her, which shows the attributes of what? Antichrist. These are examining attributes that we can look into ourselves or recognize in someone else that is what? Anti at the moment. I'm going to say this. A lot of us have issues, yes. We have problems where we may flare up into this type of spirit. But the Antichrist does what? Constantly want to stay into that. Well, you're not trying to do what? Get right. The scripture says a just man falleth 7 times. But get back up. But the wicked falleth into mischief.
That's right.
And stayeth thereof. He stays in that. In these attributes. Go ahead. It says you left off on proud. Go ahead.
Blasphemers.
Blasphemers. But how do we blaspheme Yahweh Shai? Well, we blaspheme him, say that we believe in Christ, Yahweh Shai, but now our actions show forth what? Satanic takeover. Demonic takeover. You everything of what the enemy is. You worse than a white man. In how you treat your brother and your sister. How your thought process is. Unforgivable. You want to, you think bad, rudely, again, a negative mentality. It's not going into being optimistic, like we said last class. It's pessimistic, negative. Everything's negative.
John, the glass is always half empty.
But this is how we go into this blasphemic spirit.
John.
Christ wasn't like that. Christ didn't move around like that. See? When you holding grudges, Satan.
John.
Read.
Disobedient.
What is it?
Disobedient.
Read.
To parents.
Disobedient to parents. Yes, your earthly parents. But it means what? Your spiritual parents as well. Your leaders, the teachers that taught you.
That's right.
Those that watch over your spirit literally, that care for you. A lot of our people are disrespectful and disobedient to them. Oh yeah, you thought that was just going to be a gimmick? Like it was okay to do that? No. Not according to the scriptures. Go ahead.
Unthankful.
On what?
Unthankful.
A lot of brothers and sisters are unthankful for what the Most High has done for them.
That's like the tattoo. That's the tattoo, invisible spiritual tattoo on the black, Native American, and Hispanic man.
Oh yeah, they don't care. You know why? Because you still think about yourself. You taking one more and more and more and more.
I mean, we read about that every Sabbath too. Not to get off topic, but we read about that every Sabbath. Every time the Most High did something for Israel, they were respectful and they feared the Most High. But the next day, the next moment, what were they? They were unthankful.
Yep.
Right?
They forgot.
They forgot.
A lot of us forget the good things that the Most High has done through His ministers, through His children, to show forth to men and women that He's there.
Always.
He's relevant.
Always.
He's manifesting Himself in your life through counsel, through the things He gives you, through the patience that He has over your wicked. Right? The Most High got patience. Our people got as wicked as heck. He could have been snatching a little raggedy soul up. But what did He do? He saves you so that you can learn and be better. But what are we? Read it again.
Disobedient to parents.
It says, read.
Unthankful.
Unthankful. Read.
Unholy.
Unholy. So now you're what? Not pure and separated from righteousness. Now you're the opposite. You doing the works of what? Satan. Read.
Without natural affection.
You don't have natural affection. Esau had desensitized you so much and snatched that spirit from you. Now you have no natural affection towards anybody else except what? Maybe immediate ones around you. Maybe. Because even that gets a little cold. A lot of our people don't have natural affection, natural care, natural understanding. Being able to sit back and think, dang, you know what? This brother and sister is acting this certain way. Well, maybe they had a rough upbringing. Well, maybe the sister didn't know how to control her mouth because maybe she was touched as a little young woman, and now as a grown adult, she uses the talking as what? As a defense mechanism when she feels she's being attacked.
That's right.
We don't consider that. Dang, well maybe this young boy, this man, he seems like he don't understand. Well, again, maybe he has trust issues. See? But with us as being what? Godly individuals, followers of Yahweh Shai, Christ, we don't have natural affections to truly understand our people. To not consider. We don't consider what they go through. Think about it. We consider what we go through, right? We think about it all the time. How much more the next man? The next sister? See? That was the spirit of Christ, man. That's why he went over there to the Pharisees. He that cast the first stone. He had not sinned, cast the first stone. Brother, all y'all are off. Stop it. Consider one another. See? But an individual that doesn't have natural affection, anti-Christ. Bro, that's the beginning. How you going to be a priest? How you going to be out there teaching your women, men, women, and children, and you saying that a woman is a bald-head bee? Look at that ratchet hoe. That old wicked bee. Like, bruh. She don't know about dresses in the Bible, you big dummy.
Done.
You're the first what? Possible individual that's dropping the truth upon her. But what's her first outlook? An individual that has no natural affection. Antichrist, yes. Pharisees were antichrist. They wore the same garments as we do. I have not known you, worker of iniquity. Because what? The mindset that they were in were not of Christ. This is how we know. Not affectionate, man. You can have all the scriptures in the world. Your sword is extra sharp. Woo! But how's your daily dealings with brothers that are sick, sisters that are sick? Are you patient? Huh? Are you willing to go through the trenches and try to literally dig and see how their psyche is moving and what really happened? Man, I want to win this brother over, man, over and over and over. Who's seen the movie Shutter's Island? Shutter's Island, go and watch that. This brother had a reoccurring mind state that always kept coming back. They tried to clear him out of the mind state. But what happened? He kept reverting back. But what did they do? They kept trying to do more and more things. What you got, Allison?
I was just going to see what you're saying is in verse 7.
Well, you said verse 7 of this one? Oh, we reading down? Come on, you thought it was a game? Thought this was a game? Keep reading.
Truce breakers.
Yeah, truce breakers. Go ahead.
False accusers.
False accusers. Now you're accusing out the side of your neck. Go ahead.
Incontinent.
In what?
Incontinent.
Yeah, incontinent. Read this definition. From. What's that up?
Incontinent.
Having
no or insufficient voluntary control.
A lot of our